Oh ho ho, look who we have here.
Hello, Takoa.
Hello, Shan. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, not bad. And just went for a nice restaurant. Just came back.
Amazing. Amazing. What do you have for lunch?
Malaysian cuisine.
A Malaysian cuisine.
Yeah, I think you might know. It's called Roti Bar in Melbourne.
I know roti ba. Oh,
Oh man, it was
fantastic.
so crowded though.
Dude, I miss Malaysian food because
Yeah.
it's been a while.
All right. I think this is probably a lot of them had a lot of questions about
We
what this
do.
what
We
this
do.
this project's about and what's this even Discord even is for. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us today. And yeah, I mean, like we'll just be giving a brief about what the intention or what the plan is.
That's
And
cool.
again, just reiterating, you do not have to grind or anything here, right?
Mhm.
So, but we are planning a lot of things for this. Not a lot of things. Like
Yep.
we're planning some things for this. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna discuss today.
Yes. So we have 337 listeners, so thank you guys for tuning in. For those that have any questions, feel free to drop them in the question channel on top of this poll. And then we have our own AMA chat as well. All right. So I guess without further ado, let's begin. So hi guys, I will just introduce myself. I'm Takoa, founder and project lead for Forgotten Interior Worlds. We are a landscape-based NFT with 350 genesis, and those NFTs generate frags, which is our own token. And we're looking to launch our second collection called Paradigm around end of May. That's something that I can share. And then, Sean can also introduce himself.
I think Takoa got confused there. His collection is 345, not 315.
Oh, wait, did I say 315? No, I
I
meant
had
350.
350.
350. My goodness.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
50. All right. Okay. I thought it was
350.
because AIC, I think, has got, no, I think 314 or whatever, and I got confused. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, so Takoa, I mean, his project is FEW, and I'm Shan, by the way. So for Gojira, and obviously the Genesis collection, we had like a 333, and recently a month back launched our Gen 2 collection, 3333, and yeah, it's going on for about a monthish now, and one of the bases for this Fewjira is there's kind of like you can obviously see the similarity between what between Gojira and FEW, although we are completely different, right, in terms of what we do and what direction each of our projects are taking. Like even the even the artwork, FEW is quite unique and stuff, but one of the main issues, I wouldn't call it issues, but one of the main things what's preventing us, right, from expanding or growing further, right, is that exclusivity, which is perfect, which is good, but at the same time the same exclusivity is what kind of is restricting our growth, right, for both of our projects, like to go to the next level, right. I know it's pretty already our projects
Yeah.
known pace and stuff, but we felt that it was restricting our the for more people to be part of the ecosystem, right.
Yep.
So I think before we go forward, I'll just tell one thing. Yes, you don't just have to be a holder for whitelist for this. You don't have to grind. This is the aim of this is to get more people into the Jira Few ecosystem, right? Not just kind of keep it again and again limited within the holder side of things. And
Yes.
so I'll just clarify that because there's a lot of questions, limited to it. So holders will be getting some priority whitelist or something, but it's gonna be not gonna be like all FEW
Mhm.
paradigm holders and all Jira Gen 2s get whitelisted, right? So all the Genesis Gojiras and all the FEW Genesis will get whitelisted, but everybody we want to keep keep it open for general public, right? So Just clarifying that before we go forward so that you guys don't have to keep asking the same questions and worry about it. All right, so I'll let Takoa take it forward.
Yep, guys. So for Fewjira, think of it as a project, as an NFT project derivative that is co-established by Forgotten Ethereal Worlds and the Gojira family. So both communities are coming hand in hand in a long-term partnership to establish a derivative collection, as what Shan mentioned earlier, to extend and the community, right? Because a lot of people have missed out on Few without Genesis. A lot of people have also missed out on Gojira with their Genesis and their Gen 2s, right? So this Fujira is an entry point for everyone, the public, to come in and be a part of the two communities. All right. So with that said, the supply, Shan, should we tell them the supply?
Yeah, I mean, just it's not completely confirmed, so we are just working out the final these things, but just a rough estimate and the mint price as well. It's to know it's not a you guys know that we are not again like any cash grabbers or something. We put back almost all the funds back into the projects. So
Yeah.
just giving we can tell them the rough supply and rough cost price, so that they can be kind of like they'll know what they're expecting.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. So in regards to the supply, we are looking at a rough estimate of around 7,000. Okay. And then as for the mint price, we are looking at roughly 0.06 to 0.07. So that's the range that we're having.
That's right. So it's gonna be, and again, I think close to I think majority, except for the like the artwork and paying off the team a little bit, more
Yep.
than I think about I would say like 70 to 80% of the funds again are going back completely into the project, right? So
Correct.
yeah, I mean it's basically like it's basically we want to a pretty decent entry point at the same time, not over promise for this, because one of the things that happens is you over promise and you kind of like get stuck there. It's basically for people who are not part of Gojira or FEW to come in for a project where we are going to give some utility to it, where we are going to do some stuff, but we're not going to be like, hey guys, we're going to do this step, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 kind of thing. But rather there is one real issue that's there in the NFT space, right? That's basically, I mean, for not just NFT space, for projects like Gojira and FEW Genesis, is the liquidity issue, right? And I've spoken about it much, like about this long back, about about how the Genesis collections and stuff not having liquidity, but at the same time, like we want to make sure that that it's accessible. For people, you don't have to go and sell your Genesis or something just for getting, like say something like this A plan mint coming up, and then what's happening, you do not have ETH to mint, and then you're pretty much forced to either sell this at very very cheap price, your Genesis or something, and you're trying to come back, probably it won't be possible. So we are trying to sort out that issue as one of the major what to say, like issues that's being faced for both the projects, like the Genesis collection. So yeah, I mean, you would I mean, just one thing what we could say is that
Mhm.
the Fewjira holders will earn tokens, right? But in a different way, right? It's not going to be you're going to stake your Fewjira to earn tokens, but it's more like you'll be, as a Fewjira holder, you are providing some utility to Gojira Genesis and a few Genesis holders. In return, you'll be getting tokens from Jira and Frags, right? So, I mean, that's
Mhm.
pretty much, I think, what I can say at this
Yeah.
stage.
I think that's what we can say for now. I think that's a lot already.
Yeah.
So in regards to the timing of all this, right now we cannot confirm a time, but the art is gonna take some weeks to develop in regards to finalizing on the final design of the art, because Gojira's art style is completely different from Forgotten Ethereal Worlds. So trying to match the two communities' art style will take some time and work. While we work on that behind the scenes, what will be happening in this Discord is we will be having our team, all right, running major server events in a collaborative way. So Gojira and few members will be able to partake in these events, to get to know each other and the other side at the same time, for our Fewjira holders to be a part of the extended family of Gojira and Few. So that is what we are doing with our server events moving forward from here. So it'll be very fun, guys, and I would recommend and urge people to be active and be a part of that. Of course, we're not going. There's no grinding in the server, but it's all about having fun.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of games, events that we are planning, right? I think Takoa, is it 2 per week or something we are planning?
Yes, 2
Yeah,
major server
I
events
knew
per
this
week.
point is going to come up. That's why no grind, but be active. Just wait for it. I knew someone's going to put that in, right? So it's not like be active, as in when we post an announcement that this period to this period, you guys can come in for some events or something. That period you can be active, all right? Making it really clear. And
Yes.
I was pretty confident someone's going to tell that. So, basically, you don't have to come and just keep chatting in the server. We're going to run some separate giveaways here. We are looking to have a collab team specific for Fujiras, okay, to run some giveaways and these things for other projects here as well, using leveraging both our influence, okay, to get some whitelist spots for people. You don't just not being a holder, still being in the server, all right. You'll be getting some some giveaways here. At the same time, we are looking to conduct 1 to 2 like events here, right? Like some games or some kind of fun activities. I think Takoa FEW has much better experience in those things than us, but both our teams are gonna combine and conduct some events. We will put those things in advance, right? Like what time, what date, that the events are going to be happening. From that, we'll be picking up a few people for the whitelist. All right, no grind, good activity only during that period. So just go enjoy, come back, check your announcements here. Like when we say that, okay, like guys, Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. or something like that. In that period, if you really again, if you like, we are, as I told, like there's few things we have planned for this, but we don't want to just be like over promise, right? And if you trust the team, if you trust both of us, that we are not just gonna like just take this money for us ourselves. It's all going to be transparent. All the it's
Yeah.
going to be again in multi-sig. We are going to exactly follow what we are doing normally, right? So you can see what's happening to the funds and everything. But at the same time, we are planning a really useful utility for both our collections, which is going to
Mhm.
benefit Genesis Gojira, I mean, holders of Gojira and Few. At the same time, being a Fewjira holder, you will be getting some benefits as well, which for that entry price will be pretty decent, right? That's pretty much what we
Yep.
could say. Is, we can easily be like, we are promising all this and sell it for point 0.2 ETH, and still people would buy just because of Gojira's and FEW's reputation. But again, we always believe in keeping things accessible for most, and a lot of
Yep.
raffles. Okay, it's going to be a lot of pre-mint raffles, right? So you don't have to just grind and stuff. Yes, it's going to be based on luck, but it's better than you guys losing your mind by chatting for hours and hours and hours and then not getting a whitelist and then go mad on this, right? So we'll be conducting raffles for Fujiras. We'll be conducting raffles for other project whitelist spots as well. We want
Yes.
to. This is more like we want to show how things can be done even without grinding, right? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to grind or this thing for a project to be like successful. That's one of those things we want to show. Like Bored Apes, right? It's pretty decent. Like to be honest, what they've done with the other side land, we believe that it's pretty decent. Instead of if imagine if Bored Apes did the same for the amount of demand they had, 300K people trying to get in, some spots for whitelist, that would have made people mad, right? So there's
Mhm.
no point. Might as well put it on luck and games, right? We're going to conduct games as well. So let's have some fun. And this server is open. Like a lot of you are like, what's Fujira about? We don't know what's happening. What's FEW about? We don't know what's happening. Now, when me and Takoa will conduct our AMAs and all those things in this server, which is open for everybody, it gives an insight for people. So even if you're looking to invest into Gojira or FEW, you can listen to what we are doing in those projects here, which is open to
Yes.
everybody. Yeah, that's pretty much one of those major things here.
Yep. Exactly. So I think moving forward from here, it'll be a very exciting period, and for Fewjira holders and Fewjira members to be participating in these in the activity and the events hosted by Gojira and Few. This is like the middle ground, right? This is like the beautiful middle ground of getting a taste of what it's like in the Gojira Discord as a holder as well as a Few holder. So that's really exciting. I don't think a lot of projects have had the opportunity do that. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think we were lucky in the sense like we almost started at the same time. We almost had like a similar supply and we are almost going through the same path in terms of like, volume and stuff for our Genesis collection. So I think we both are in Melbourne as well. So we met each other and we were like, discussing a lot of things, much easier for us to, build a lot of things together because we are right. Like Taco was living like 5 minutes away from me, literally, right? And I mean, distance is not a thing, but still, it's definitely, much easier for us to, if we want to really build and meet up, it's much easier for us in person,
Yes.
and it's going to reach a point where Bored Apes are going to be dominating the NFT space, right? And
Yeah.
we need projects like ours to come together to have some sort of our own individuality and foot in the space, right? Because if Bored Apes are going to come and take everything, right, if they drop even 10 more collections, everyone's going to liquidate every other asset and go into Bored Apes. We want to try and take a different route to not to what they're not doing and provide those services like like
Yeah.
the and not forget about the sense of community, right? I'll agree for everything, but I don't believe that Bored Ape has got like a really close knit community because I'm part of the group and I know how the chats are there. Like it's pretty much just like entitled chats, like about how proud they are to be Bored Apes, right? I'm just being really honest here, right? And we still want to have that community feel, and that's what makes us makes us different
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
than these proof collectives and apes. So we want to still stick to that, but at the same time have our own foot in the space.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is just a beginning for Fujira, and I believe we can set a precedent of a next wave of NFTs, right? Where have you seen a Genesis NFT collection project start their own derivative, co-join and co-own by two amazing projects?
Yep.
Never.
Yes.
Exactly. Never.
Yep.
So this is a first step, and I think we are the first mover here in this case. So it'd be very exciting to see what happens.
Absolutely, and we'll talk more about utilities and what you guys can do as a Fujira holder and stuff as we move on. We are trying to tune it. Okay, we don't want to just be like launch and then make you guys wait for 3 months. And I know even if we say that the launch date is next month, it's probably going to sell out. Like just being pretty open here, right? It's probably going to sell out, but we want to make sure that you understand, the basic stuff. We are going to underpromise for this. Okay, we're going to super underpromise
Yes,
for this. Okay, but funds will be there in the vault. You can see what's happening, right? Majority of the funds will be there in the vault. You guys can see what's happening, not just like again a project. Me and Takoa are very have the same mindset in that like we want to make our community eat and then we get a feast after that, right? So we believe in the long
exactly.
term take for before we can start making big profits or something later down the line, but not at this stage. Not at this stage for us to kind of just, and it's not going to be some dumb staking and dumb like merch collections and just like that, right?
No, no, there are too many of that out there.
All right,
We're
so
not gonna
I,
make that
I think
happen
people
here.
might know what I'm referring to, what derivative collection that's just doing a merch and got about 700 ETH in hand. But yeah, I mean,
Ooh,
so it's not gonna be that just that. So I pretty much can assure you guys that that's it. All right,
awesome.
full
And
5.4
yeah,
people. Fuck, that's a lot.
524. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the questions channel above
There's
here.
a lot.
We have
It's
a lot. We have a lot to go through. So I guess we can answer the first one. Do you know if you hold both Gojira Genesis and Few Genesis, will they be entitled to two whitelists or just one? Hmm.
strong one. I think two because for
Yeah.
Genesis as such, I think it's pretty limited, like 345 and 333. I think easily two. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be a problem.
Easy. Yep. That's fine. Okay. Let's see all the questions. I'm just scrolling through.
Right, starting from first, what is this project about? That's done. What supply? Is there an expected release date? That's done. When sneak peek? And is it going to be an actual new project? Yeah, sneak peek and stuff. Yes,
Yes.
we can. No commitments yet, but probably next month should be like I think May is almost here. Uh, how do you think keeping Project Fewjira a secret working out so far? Not a secret yet, but I just feel like so far I think there's 500 people in the AMA. I think it's kind of been working so far, right? I don't think it's not working, and there's so many members here. Even if both our servers combined together, we don't have that many members, right?
Yeah.
So I feel that I think there's this is a chance for non-holders of Gojira and few to also come in. So I think so far working pretty decent. I just hoping and praying that the grinding and stuff stops. Use this
Yeah.
channel to interact with the Jira holders and few holders to maybe understand more about the NFT space or how it is being a holder and stuff. I'm just telling it as a before you buy into our projects, you can get an idea or taste of how it is from the holders. That kind of a chat rather than just one whitelist. Um,
Yep.
in generic, one advice is learning, right? Learning is very, very underrated. You guys just think that, what is this guy's talking about learning and DYOR? Everybody just talks about DYOR, but learning gives you so much benefits when you understand what a project does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows. Like people want PXN. Can somebody come up on the stage and tell what PXN is going to do? Right? How many of you know what PXN's actual utility is? Right? Everybody's been like messaging me. Maybe 9 out of 10 of you wouldn't know what PXN is doing because um, you probably wouldn't even have listened to a lot of AMAs or you wouldn't have read about what they're doing or not asked the right questions, right? So learning helps a lot to decide whether you want to flip or whether you want to hold. You're talking about BAYC being at 100 ETH and you're like, shit, I should have bought it, I should have held, I saw it at 1 ETH, 2 ETH. But the thing is, I guarantee that you guys would have sold it much, much earlier, like similar to how you sell a lot of other projects, right? Selling is fine, but understand the project and the community before taking a decision, right? So,
Yep.
whether they're first movers or whether they have got a team that's proven or working or whatever, so that's really important. So use this server to kind of interact with these members as well from FEW and Gojira to understand about the projects.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just one of those things I thought I'll let you guys know.
Yes. Yes. So someone asked, will there be a raffle for Few and Gojira NFT? Hmm.
But a
Yeah.
few I didn't get like for
NFTs. And yeah, the Genesis. I believe
I mean,
that's the question.
is it raffles for Gen 2 Gojiras and Paradigm?
He
Or
needs to. No, he didn't specify. I think he needs to go into more detail. All right. Let's see. All right. Legolo asks, what do you see in the future of Fujira? Well, for us, I think Sean and I, we think very similarly in terms of our vision, whereby we see NFT projects, those that are looking to build long term, should be supporting each other, communities supporting communities. Here in Web3, it's all about building together and growing together as a community. So Fujira is the first step in the making of what it means to be in Web3.
Yep,
It will set the example for that.
absolutely. If solely based by games and events, then it's based on luck. Would you be concerned that there'll be a lot of paper hands? Absolutely, we don't mind if paper hands are going to be there. It's a 0.069 mint, literally, right? We are not aiming for this to go to another 1 ETH or 2 ETH floor right away, right? Because again, then it's going to be a problem for entry point. So if it's going to be, if the 0.069 mint, it's one of the, a really cheap entry point for what we are going to try and do here. And if there are going to be paper hands, we strongly believe that even just I think just Gojira members and FEW members by themselves can just buy this off, literally, right? Like if we had just launched it as a thing where it's all Gojira Gen 2s and Gojira Genesis, FEW Genesis, and the Paradigm holders can mint this, right? We can mint it out. So it's if there are going to be paper hands, we are not going to worry. If it's going to go to 0.01, we are not going to worry, because we are not going to be reliant on the royalties or something to build this. Like our plan or this thing, once we sell out, is going to be like different kind of a thing, right? So if there are going to be paper hands, there will be equal number of people who value this, right? Who value the project between both of us.
Yep.
We believe that they'll be pretty much buying and holding it. And it's treated as a project, treated as an experiment, treated as a a startup, and however you want this to be thought as. And it's not just going to be, as I told, it's not going to be a project without utility, but again, not over promising or not leaking anything about what we are exactly going to do here. um, all right, one thing what we could leak was initially, all right, just keeping it, just being really frank here, like a month back, we initially wanted to do a Twitter banner collection, right? So this was thought a month back, but then we decided against it because few other projects have started coming up with it, and we don't want to be like, oh, we are copying their idea or something, so might as well, and we felt that probably it's much better as a PFP than a Twitter banner. So that's something we
Yep.
can, tell people about.
Okay. Yeah, we have quite a lot of questions. Just
A lot.
going through a lot of questions. Let's see what we can pick.
What non-holders for both project will do any chance for us? Absolutely, as I told, it's only Gojira Genesis and Gojira, FEW Genesis will get guaranteed whitelist. Rest of them will have separate raffles. Let's say, for example, just purely by numbers, let's say we raffle 500 spots to Gojira Gen 2 and maybe 500 spots to Paradigm V2, right? So pretty much that's it, right? So rest is going to be raffled, and if people are going to bring bots, we're going to use pre-mint link. It's too much of a pain. Like I don't know if you want to do it. They're putting an effort. Let them do it. But um, this is better than hand picking people. Okay, hand picking is absolutely. How do you know on what basis are you going to hand pick? Maybe artwork, but then artwork people are paying in Fiverr and getting it in. There's no point. Lore still doesn't matter. Like because people are again going to pay somebody, get it. So might as well keep it simple, get it, like you raffle like moonbirds, right? They proved
Yep.
by just random raffles they still are successful. They didn't just handpick all the diamond gems and stuff from the from the space. So we strongly believe that it doesn't have to be handpicked, but maybe, just maybe, randomly, if we meet somebody in Twitter or something, or in our discords or here, where we feel that it's genuinely they're doing something, for instance like helping someone or whatever, like not like go and check the pinned post and stuff, but legit help, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
maybe then yes.
Yep. So
Uh,
someone asked, how are we, because to strengthen the community in Fujira based on games and events, other than the original Few Discord and the Gojira Discord and the community, since it's pretty strong over there, how is Fujira able to create its own strength within the space? So, like, for Fujira and in this Discord, the way that we're gonna run server events, and the way the culture that's gonna be built here will be sort of a mix between Gojira and Fuse culture, with a few, having that games and events, regular games and events, and at the same time we have the Gojira community who's very active, and share alphas, So in a sense, Fujira will be a mixture of those two, all right? You get a piece of both Gojira's and Few's community. And eventually, it will form its own culture. We're not worried about that. This is going to be here. It's going to form a culture of its own. The community that wants to be a part of it will also form on its own. Yeah.
Yep. This person has asked quite some decent questions. If we are doing a non-grind system and we are doing raffles and the server is public, what is stopping people from creating multiple Discord accounts? Again, it's pre-mint form. It's gonna like IP
It's
hash
randomized.
stuff,
Yeah.
and it's so random. You don't have to pay for your virtual assistants to grind and stuff here. And honestly speaking, this is this is not a project, as I told, like we're not targeting a 10 ETH floor or something. Okay,
Nope.
this is a
Nope.
project. We want to keep it as accessible as possible for people and slowly build utility to it. And as we build utility, people will see and let them enter. A lot of the times what's happening is projects, because of hype, they start at the super crazy floor and then they keep tanking because the expectations keep going higher, right? We want to
Yes.
we don't want to That's why we don't want to be like, we are doing this, we are doing that, and all those kind of things, and then be like, okay, this is all is happening, guys, so much of utility or that and this, and then people aping in and spending like 2-3 ETH for a project without even knowing what it is. So that's why we are not, if many of them are going to create multiple Discord accounts to get multiple spots, still they cannot get multiple. They have to create maybe 100 Discord accounts. Maybe they might win 2-3 times, and that happened even with Moonbirds. There is no perfect system for whitelist unless you do a KYC, right? Because you are getting all the details of each individuals and making sure only one person gets it. But then still, I know a person in our server who's bought 50 accounts. He paid for virtual assistants to get them KYC'd and got 50 wallets, and he paid them $50 each. Okay. So there is no single way where you cannot, be like, oh, like, this is so perfect, or this thing, right? At least I believe, or we believe, that it's better to put it based on somewhat luck and somewhat fun, rather than just hand pick and make people spend months on it and then cry in Twitter that I spent like 80 days, 70 days, and I didn't get a whitelist spot, and then mentally draining. I think projects got to stop doing too much of this grind nonsense. In the name of community building, we feel that it's being, or keep a closed server, right? When you keep a closed server, it's only 4,000. Yeah, if you take FEW, or there's 4,000 or 5,000 people, and within that, it's pretty easy to win some V2s and stuff. That's a different story, right? Same thing with Gojira. We had a closed server and we picked people. So you don't have to be like, I spent hours and hours and days here and then I couldn't make it, right? At the end of the day, you guys are paying money. You're not getting this for free, right? So might as well we
Yep.
make the process simpler for you. You know what I mean? Like, keep it simple. At least blame your luck and not your mental exhaustion.
Yeah.
What's the rationale behind the mint price, considering that FEW and Gojira's strong floor price and are reputable projects? I'll be honest here, we even thought of making this a free mint, all right? So we were initially considering to make this a free mint and kind of like, let people get in, but we need some funds to do what we are planning, right? So that's the main reason, because our projects, like, together combined, we made with our Genesis collection. We only had, Gojira had like 15 ETH or something. We sold
Yeah.
300 at 0.05, and few, I think, sold at 0.2 or something, 345.
0.125. 0.125.
0.125. Exactly, right? We started at, so like, and almost nothing, and then we almost have got like millions of dollars as traded volume now. So we wanted to keep this as free collection, but we don't have too much of funds even with us to kind of build what we want to build for Fewjira, right? So that's why the minimal charge. At the same time, make it accessible for people, right? An amount that's kind of where we can do what we want to do. At the same time, keep it accessible, because newcomers are in the space. And I know even $300 is a lot for a lot of them, like people from Philippines and all of India. That's their almost like their month or 2 months of salary, right? So if you win, we want it to be accessible for all. Like, look at what's happening with Bored Ape Land, right? It's 2.5 ETH. Even if you win the raffles, or even if you have the KYC, you know how many DMs I got yesterday when I made the tweet that I'm gonna help you guys like a collateral and give money. I helped about like 12 people so far, and I've given them each like 5 ETH, right? Like worth ape coins, and took their NFT in return, like just like a collateral, right? I've got like probably 60, 70 DMs asking that they've got KYC'd and they're ready to give even like a 20 ETH NFT, but they just, I mean, 10 ETH NFT just to get some liquid out, right? It's so not accessible for the common public, right? We still believe that keeping it accessible for people. If you win the whitelist, it shouldn't be too hard for you to get the funds to mint, right?
Yep.
So yeah, pretty much I think that's the rationale behind the floor, the mint price. And we don't want to overcharge. We calculated this is an amount. You want, like, tomorrow you won't be like, hey, these guys are cash grabbers charging more than what is needed. So we calculated, we saw what we are gonna build. For that, this amount was enough for us.
Yep. Exactly. So basically we want to be making it accessible to as many people as possible that want to be a part of Gojira's community and Fuse extended family through this Discord. It's going to be a very exciting journey moving ahead as we continue to launch this and as we build the community here. You will start to see, more utility being flushed out and shared as once we can confirm that, and we'll release it to the public, including sneak peeks. So yeah, guys, keep on a lookout. Turn your notifications on. It'll be very fun.
And patience, please, again, whoever's,
Oh yes.
if you want to participate in the raffles, understand that we have our own projects to run. At the same time, we are going to bring this to a point where this project also merges in some way with our projects. But it's not going to be like everything happening within like a month or within like 2 months, even after the mint. We'll be laying out the plans, and as I told you, can see the funds and stuff. We're not gonna take everything and eat by ourselves. We're gonna be like what we are using for and how it's gonna be used. You're gonna see all that, like that's how we are doing even for our Gojira side of things, right? We are not going to go and just we are gonna make this sustainable, not like where we start at a super high speed in the beginning and then slow down. It's going to be a consistent pace. So before you participate even in the raffles or anything, just remember that this is an amount that you're paying in, and it's going to deliver, but then it's going to be in a sustainable pace, not at I think that's something we both realized. This NFT space moves so fast.
Oh yeah, man.
If you keep delivering, you want people keep expecting more and more and more. All right, not everybody is as lucky as Bored Apes. Okay, I'm using the word luck here because that's really the truth, right? In the sense like the first mover advantage, or the community actually coming together, or the art people vibing with the art and everything. Because so far, in terms of innovation and stuff, cyberkongs have done a lot more than Bored Apes, according to me, right? In terms of innovation. Okay, but that's different, right? So that luck and all those factors and all those things come in. So we
Mm-hmm.
cannot be we cannot be competing with Bored Apes and stuff with the funds what we have got. So, and we cannot hire a 30-member team because the paying them itself will drain out all our funds. So please remember that if you're investing in this project, we both are not going to run anywhere. Our teams, it's not just going to be me and Takoa. If you see the founders, it's even Jamie is here, the Exceed is here. So it's the founders of Gojira and FEW together, right? We're not going to run anywhere. We're going to build this, but not at a jet speed pace, right? Like we are going to make it sustainable, and you'll see on a milestone basis. It's going to be like a quarterly targets.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now, like what Sean mentioned, it's gonna take a lot of time, right? Realistic expectations are needed as we build this out. Uh, the NFT space moves extremely quickly, and people expect news and news and news to be launching every single week, every single day, a few days, and bullishness on the project, or partnerships, whatnot. But it's honestly not sustainable. But what we want to build here, as what Shan mentioned, is sustainable, uh, growth for Fujira, right?
Yeah.
Talking about milestones that we can actually hit as a team, with the capabilities that we currently have and can handle. So yeah.
That's right. So one of this thing is I'm kind of worried now that people are only gonna ape in to join raffles and stuff, and we'll totally miss out on building a community. Kind of feel like all the people being here from day one, being active, even though the server got more and more silent and making friends, will be missed out on. Absolutely not. We clearly told from day one not to grind. If you made friends here, amazing. You made friends. Friends doesn't have to. We are not going to close this server even after the mint. If you win, it's okay. If not, you still can continue being here. Why does it always have to be like I'm holding NFT, then I can learn something or make friends. Even without holding NFT, even without being just being a Gojira holder, you can still make friends. You can still learn. You can everybody can't win. Like we can make this a 30,000 supply and make sure that everybody can mint. But like say we friends, right? It's a 50,000 supply. But the question is 50. We don't have the bandwidth to manage so many people. We were even discussing about making this a 10,000 supply, right? And at 0.04, I think, wasn't it, Takoa? Like 10,000 at
Yeah.
0.04. But we again
Yeah.
decided that having more members and more this thing is again going to reduce our bandwidth, right? So that's the reason why we wanted to increase the price a little more and decrease the supply, a little lesser, so that it's more manageable. At the same time, it's a little bit of an expansion of both our universes. Um, so how is this going to benefit? Future drops of Gojira and FEW, only the holders of Fewjira will get like a solid allocations, right? Number one. Number two, obviously, I told that you can earn Jira and Frags tokens, but in a very different way. All right, it's going to be in a very different way, not like you stake and earn. It's a very sustainable tokenomics, all right? So it's going to vary based on how your earn is going to
Mhm.
vary, not by you participating or something. You just by holding how much of Jira or how much of frags you get will be varying, but you can earn some, right? How will this partnership benefit NFT? Probably, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is probably also the first project where two founders of two
Oh
projects
yeah.
have come together as a full collection, right? Isn't it? I don't think there is any.
No, no, I don't think so. Because, um, one of the reasons why Shan and I decided to do Fujira together is because we see a lot of hyped projects, like, for example, Azuki, they did very well. There's a lot of Azuki derivatives of people, making those scam and ruggy projects, right? And and,
Out
and
all
it's really so many of them, and it's really sad to see because people feel the FOMO and then they miss out on Azuki trade, right? So they ape into these derivatives for a quick pump, and then usually it's a rug project or a scam project, and they just take your ETH. So we decided, like, why not? Since we have the Gojira Genesis, we have the Few Genesis, and there are people that want to be a part of our project but can't. Why not we make a derivative collection that allows people to partake and be a part of the two communities as one? At the same time, we, as the founders of Gojira and Few, have a equal say in the art of the derivative. I think that makes it really special and unique.
Yep. And on a side note, I think ape is flying, and if
Oh
you're going to
yeah.
get to a board ape, it's getting more and more inaccessible for a lot of people. I'm not
Yep.
sure how people are going to mint tomorrow. Fuck. It's $24.5 now. Far out.
Oh
DJ.
really? Oh, good thing I bought some just now.
I took as well as soon as I saw the announcement on OpenSea, like
Yeah,
the ape being listed. I mean, ape being a currency in
I
OpenSea, I went
ate
and
it.
like opened up. It's already
I
$2 up.
heard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same, same. We
Yep.
should have bought the dip at 18, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Yep. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. That's what our basic this thing is. Thanks. So this is a thing for me. Any other
All
questions?
right.
Any other good questions? Last, maybe couple more questions, and we can wrap this up.
Yep.
Um, we are all aware. I think found idea. Okay. Have you think about Eugera maybe co-launcher can be an alpha or launchpad utility into the Solana space? As Solana
Hmm.
is getting more and more attention, would be an interesting idea. Hmm.
Yeah, I've not. Have you explored Solana, Shan?
I have been. I bought this that some Ape Academy or something long back, and it went super high and then it tanked or something. After that, nah, I kind of have been staying away from Solana.
Solana.
Yeah, but I heard from our the alpha callers in our, I mean, the Rice Kings in our channel, that they've been making a killing in Solana NFTs in the last month or so. And considering that it is also in OpenSea, maybe we can consider, but no guarantees. Maybe we could have a look into it. for this to be in a Solana NFT, but it's going to make life harder for us. Like if any day we want
Yeah.
to integrate it into our existing ecosystem of projects, right? I think that'll be the biggest problem. Like if it's going to be in Solana. All right,
Yeah.
so that's the thing. How will you guys be able to manage so many projects at once? Not so many projects. Few Paradigm is one project. Gojira Gen 2 is one project, right? So
Yeah.
that's it, right? And we have to learn from Ray. Ray is managing 5 or 6
Oh
projects.
man.
What PXN, Nifty Keys, BF Party, everything is under his wing, right? Like literally,
Play, yeah.
like
Everything.
so
I need to learn from Ray.
so I think compared to that, it's nothing. And those are full level, big individual projects by themselves, right? Not like like Fewjira kind of thing where it's almost again integrating back into our ecosystems. Those guys are releasing projects that's by itself are like separate, right? So
Yeah.
we are also looking at our bandwidth before we take all these decisions, before we can handle more than what we are capable of at this stage. So
Yes.
our Gojira Few is still the focus, right? So
Yes, correct.
Fujira is like, say someday, okay, I'm just giving an example. Say someday if this Fujira goes to like 1 ETH or something, right? Um, Again, it's going to get inaccessible for people, but it's okay. Like we can't just keep for that reason we cannot keeping the floor down or something, but we're going to let people naturally decide the flow, right? No floor talks, no this thing, no roadmaps at this stage or anything. We'll be explaining some of the utilities as we move on towards the min, but then again it's purely a trust on the team. If you want to bet on the team, that's pretty much what it is, right? So
Exactly. You could have put it into, that's the best sentence to describe. Just if you believe in the team of Gojira and Few, this is the project for you.
yeah. All right, so someone's asked who first came up with the idea of collab project. I think both of us together. We met at the coffee shop like a month back when we just connected and we were chatting, and then we just thought we'll meet up, and we spoke about
Yeah.
for about 2 hours or something just about the NFT space, and then we realized we
It
fucking
was
both.
2 hours. It was 2 hours. That was insane.
Yeah. So I think we both, we both
Yeah,
are.
we both felt we felt that it was because Gojira's Genesis collection is very similar in size to Few, and it's not like to say that we're copying one another in the terms of Genesis collection in size, but rather I respect what Shan has built, what him and his team has built, and at the same time for Few, we have our own vision and the way we go about things, but in regards to the way that both Sean and I see the space developing, I think we're both very aligned in that regard. And it just made absolute sense for people that want to get into Gojira but can't, and to get into Few but can't because of that price, of the Genesis price. And then same thing with the Gojira Gen 2's price, right? We decided that it will be very fun and interesting because this has never been done before in the space,
Yep.
right?
And
Yeah.
this is something I really want to clarify to you guys, right? Like somebody's posted, unfortunately, I think the project will not be as accessible to the public as you think. Secondary sales will be possibly much higher than your current floors because of the collaboration between two projects. Absolutely not. Definitely not going to be higher than our current floor. Like it cannot be. It's statistically or this thing impossible. Already, like it's not like we have like crazy volume or something, right? It's not like Spit Buddies. Okay, simply put. Okay, Spit Buddies is different, right? Where you have like different utilities and stuff. This is I don't want to call it a derivative collection per se, but it's gonna be, there's gonna be like some artwork focus. There's gonna be focus on utilities. There's gonna be focus on some play to earn kind of thing or whatever. But this is not going to be overtaking Gen 2. Like, if you think,
Yeah.
Paradigm V2 or Gojira V2, maybe, you never know. Like, this is weird space. Like, how people take it or value it is not in our hands. But in terms
Yeah.
of value provided, it's going to be different. And I think one thing we can maybe leak is that
Mm-hmm.
um, the something in this project you can access, which is not planned for FEW and Gojira, right? Something, right, that we are doing in this project is not going to be not in the roadmap of Gojira and FEW as such. Okay, so that's going to be one unique accessibility only with Fewjira NFT, right? So some kind of a play to earn or something like that, like, keep it that way. So yeah, pretty much that's what it is. Um, and my luck is horrible. I hope it's better. I mean, I'm really hoping that your luck, at least relying on luck, is better than you being exhausted after months. Like, 30,000 people, 4,000 whitelist spots. And when we announce that whitelist spots are ready, we expect more people to join the server. It's going to be chaotic, right? So it's better not to, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if we want to be a cash grab, we could make it a 20,000 supply and take 0.03 mint or 0.04 mint and, like, get a lot more. But that's not what our aim is. So yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
awesome.
um, can you share how long until mint day? Yeah, I mean, you will get more into it after, like, in about like 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have a very clear idea about it. So for now, that's it.
Yeah, more info will be released in the next few weeks, guys.
Yeah, Shan is notorious for calling. Oh, fuck this. I'm not going to answer that. The whitelist spots given out for project marketplaces. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't thought about it, but maybe just for very, very few close circles or few projects, maybe, like, the common projects between us, maybe Llamaverse, maybe few projects. We might, right? But nothing concrete yet. We might just keep it very simple and make it as a pre-mint link for everybody, right? Keep it simple and make it
Yeah,
pre-mint for everybody.
that's the way.
Maybe few spots in the Jira marketplace, or if Takoa is server or something, maybe, right? But nothing at this stage. So please don't grind again. Like, again, we are telling, we're not asking you to stay active and stuff. Just here and there, check the announcements, and we'll give
Yes.
like 2 or 3 days in advance before probably a game or something. Maybe we'll try our best, and then you can participate in those events and stuff to get some whitelist spots.
Yep. Awesome. I think that's about it.
That's it. Thanks a lot, guys, and catch you on the other side, after the other side.
Yep. So stay tuned for announcements when it comes to server events. Those will be happening real soon. All right. It'll be really fun. And look, awesome.
All right, thanks. Catch you guys then. Bye.
All right. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.